Hey Queens, if you're like me, you are probably a Coach fanatic. I absolutely love Coach, outlet and retail, but there are 7 Coach bags that I would never buy. So I wanted to take a little time to talk about those today. So let's get into it. Hey, I'm Dre and welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you know me, you know that I like what I like, but I'm allergic to full price. If that sounds like you and you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to also hit the red bell so that you know whenever I upload new videos. But let's get into it today, guys. So this is going to be a fun video. I just wanted to talk about a few bags that Coach has come out with that I will not buy. And this is in no way a slight to anybody who owns these pieces. This is just me and my own personal opinion. If you like any of the bags on this list, then that is absolutely fine. Wear what you love. This is just me. So we're going to go ahead and start with the first one, and that is the Rogue Top Handle. Now, guys, this one is probably a surprise to a lot of you guys because I have quite a few of the regular Rogue 25s. I also have the Rogue 17. I love the Rogue. That is probably my favorite bag by Coach. However, the Top Handle Rogue is just not giving what the original Rogues are giving for me. So part of the reason why I don't think the Top Handle Rogue would work for me and I never buy it is because I don't see myself wearing it as a crossbody. That bag to me seems to be much nicer as a crossbody bag versus the top handle, and I don't really see myself wearing it as a crossbody. So for that reason, that's just not a bag that I would ever get. Not to mention, even though it's a very attractive bag, it's really cute, it's just never really a bag that I fell in love with. I never really fell in love with that silhouette. And I don't know why, because it's not a big bag. So seems like the perfect size. The fact that it can be carried top handle or worn as a crossbody, you would think that would make it more attractive to me. But that's just one of those bags that Coach made that I could just never really get into. So for that reason, the first bag by Coach that I will never buy will be the Rogue Top Handle. The next one on the list, and this one is a bag that Coach just recently came out with not too long ago, and that's the Joanie. Now, let me go ahead and do a disclaimer on that because just recently they have released this bag in another size. I believe they call it the Joanie 22, which is a bit larger. However, the Joanie is just a bag that I would never buy. And this one I wouldn't buy for a couple of reasons. The first one is the size. Y'all know I like small bags, and I think the Joanie is super cute, and it's a really great alternative to the Fendi bag that costs thousands of dollars. This Joanie is made with, I believe, glove tan leather, and it has like the little clips on the top where you can clip the handles together. But the thing that I don't like about the Joanie is that it's not big enough to fit a phone. I don't have to fit everything that I own or my entire kitchen sink in the bag, but I at least need to be able to fit my phone in. So my thing for that is, if you have an outfit that requires a really cute, dainty bag, you probably don't have a lot of pocket space. So for me, when I think about things that I would pair or outfits that I would wear with this bag, they're typically things that don't have pockets. Not to mention, I don't want to carry my phone in my pocket anyway. That defeats the purpose of having a bag. So I have the iPhone 15, the regular size. It does not fit. I don't think the 12 mini would fit either, to be honest. The only phone that I think you can make work in that bag is if you have maybe a smaller flip phone. So that in itself is enough of a reason for me not to get it. But then the second thing, since we're talking about the size and they've come out with the 22 is super cute, it's super nice, but because Coach makes the Carmen at the outlet, I just can't see myself paying retail for the Joanie 22 when they make a similar silhouette at the outlet for less money. The next one on the list is one that's probably going to trip a lot of y'all out, and y'all might even feel a type of way about it because this particular bag is very popular right now, and that's the Brooklyn. I know everybody loves the Brooklyn. I'm just not really feeling that bag. Like, there's nothing special about that bag. I don't care for the silhouette. I think it's a nice size, but it's just not doing it for me, y'all. And I've seen it, dressed up with charms and chains and stuff on it. And I like what everybody is doing with their bags when they have the Brooklyn. It's just not for me. And I think mainly because it's more of like a hobo, and y'all know how I am with hobo bags. I'm not really big on hobo or slouchy style bags to begin with. So if I'm going to wear one, it has to be a certain type of bag, a certain size, and a certain silhouette. And that Brooklyn is just not doing it for me. For the price, that's not one that I would even be willing to try because just aesthetically, it does absolutely nothing for me whatsoever. Before we move on, I wanted to remind you guys that my free ebook is now available. It's called 5 Tips of Purchasing Pre-Loved Luxury Online. It's a quick, simple read designed to help you shop with confidence, save money, and avoid getting scammed. It is pinned in the comments. It's also in my description and it's in my bio. So go ahead and download it if you don't have it already. The next one on the list is going to be the Twisted Tabby. And I did a post on this when Coach first released this bag because it was really giving Dali. Like, I'm just not into the whole melty face, distorted thing. That's just not my thing, especially not when it comes to a handbag. And the Twisted Tabby is definitely giving me Dali vibes, and I just can't get with it. I think it's fun. Like, I really appreciate and can respect the concept. And I know a lot of people actually like this bag, so I'm definitely not trying to shade anybody who has it in their collection. I will give Coach credit because they have released this bag in a multitude of fun colors. So I think for someone who likes that, this would probably be perfect because you can get it in so many different colors. And then, of course, with Coach, you can dress it up with charms and chains. But it ain't for me. Like, if I was going to get a traditional tabby, I would want the traditional tabby and not one that's shaped all weird and funny. Not to mention, I really don't know how well that bag will age. Like, is that going to be one of those bags that Coach stops producing after a while and goes on a heavy discount? Because they do that a lot with certain pieces that don't sell well. And I don't really know whether or not the Twisted Tabby is going to be here to stay, if it will do well enough for Coach to continue to produce it, or if it's one of those bags that will disappear over time and only be available on the resale sites. I guess it's too early to tell at this point, but it's the shape that's doing it for me, y'all. I'm not feeling the shape on that bag at all. Another one that I don't like by Coach, and this is part of the Coachtopia line, and I know a couple of you guys have this bag as well, and that is the Alter Ego. I don't like it. I just think it's just blah. Like, the way that bag looks, the silhouette, everything, like, to me, and I'm just being honest, that looks like a bag you could get from Target or somewhere. I just don't see myself paying that kind of money for a Coach bag that looks like that. And again, if you have this bag in your collection and it works for you, God bless you. You know, it's no slight to you. It's just not my taste at all. But just kind of like the Brooklyn, I just don't see really anything special about that bag except the fact that it looks like it can hold a lot and it's probably not super heavy. So those may be two things that it has going for it, but aesthetically, it's just not doing it for me. Now we're down to the last two bags by Coach that I would not buy. The first one on this is going to be the Juliet in the signature print. Now, I want to make the clear distinction that I'm only talking about the signature print Juliet. I love the Juliet and I would absolutely love to have it in one of the cracked leather versions. I don't know if they do it in like the honey brown, but that would be super pretty. I think the Juliet is a very, very nice bag and definitely one that I would consider adding to the collection, but not in the signature print. There are certain things that Coach does in the signature print that, in my opinion, cheapens the aesthetic of the bag, and the Juliet is one of them. Y'all know I'm not really that big on signature anyway, but I do like the Coach signature on certain silhouettes or certain colors, and I have a few signature pieces in my collection, and you can see one of them like directly behind me, that Rowan, I should say. But with that being said, I think sometimes the signature makes bags look cheap. And so I don't really like the signature fabric print on any of Coach's retail bags because when they do that for me, it's giving outlet. And if it looks like an outlet bag, I would want to pay outlet prices for it. So for that reason, I would never get the Juliet, or we can go ahead and say the Tabby. I would never buy a Tabby in the signature either, especially if it's like denim or cloth, because again, why would I do that? Because now it looks like an outlet piece, but I'm paying retail money for it. That just doesn't make sense to me. And then with that being said, to get to the last one, it is the Tabby in the velour. I think those bags are super cute, but again, I'm not going to pay the same amount for a Tabby in velour that I would pay for in leather. Like, I think the velour pieces should be at least $100 cheaper than the leather pieces, but Coach did not do that. They're all priced the same, and I just don't think it's worth the money to buy a Tabby in a fabric print if it's going to cost the same as the leather. That's why I don't have the denim Tabby right now, because I couldn't see myself spending that kind of money on a denim bag when the leather bag costs the same amount. Now, we also are walking contradictions because y'all know I did go ahead finally and break down and get the Cassie 19 in denim. And if I'm not mistaken, that bag is the same price in denim as it is in leather, but I was willing to make an exception for that particular piece, but not for the Tabby. So that is all that I have today. I said that this was just going to be a quick, fun video. Comment down below and let me know if any of the bags on my list are also on your list as no buys from Coach. And if not, let me know what bags from Coach you absolutely would never buy. Thank you again for watching. And don't forget, if you're going to get it anyway, you may as well save a few coins. Talk to you later. Bye.